We are live.
Hi.
Woo! This is like a dream come true. Let's start by calming the energy. Actually, I'm going to I grabbed air and earth. This is the air. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, my friend.
How do you feel? It's the Aquarius full moon came in today at 11:31 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey, Cynthia! Representing from the Northwest. I am so happy to be here today. I am here in Washington State in the area of Mill Creek, which is about 30 minutes right outside of Seattle. I call this my second home. Again, it's been a couple years since I've seen you.
I know.
And I'm just so happy you were willing to come on this live because I can babble about the new moon, full moon. Lisa truly is like my moon buddy, my moon partner. You know how you have a gym partner? She really is like my moon partner. So it is so appropriate. She is the owner and founder of Awaken Aesthetics.
Right.
She is a professional esthetician, but you boned up and elevated herself a few years ago when she became a master esthetician. So if you're ever in the Washington, Seattle area, she is amazing. You want to say what you're up to?
Oh, and thank you for that, Astrid. I'm so excited that Astrid's here, y'all. I always join her on all her lives. She's right. We are just soul sisters, really. She's in town, and she asked me if I wanted to do this, and of course, I was so excited to join her. Yeah, I established my own aesthetic business in 2019, and I'm right here in South Everett. I have a little studio. I offer hydrofacials, microneedling, dermaplaning, you name it, and I love being an esthetician. So any of you in town, ever come into town, stroll into town, come see me.
Hey, and Michelle just joined. Hey,
Michelle.
Metaphysica. How are you? It's been a while, my friend. Michelle is also an esthetician.
Hi, Michelle.
And what I love about you both is that you understand the power of when you look good, you feel good. Like
Absolutely.
Your skin is everything. Like your skin is what? The largest organ?
Yep, it's the largest organ that you have.
When you're using crystals and using energy, it definitely affects the skin.
Absolutely.
So let's get into this.
Let's do it.
Thanks for that. So Everett, Washington. Woo! So today we're already sitting in the energy of this full moon in Aquarius. And one of the taglines that I came up with is fully immersed in life. Because Leo, Aquarius, they really take on life in such powerful ways. They're both fixed signs. Mm-hmm. So what that means is you get this stability. You also get a little bit of stubbornness, like Scorpio is also a fixed sign. So you can get kind of stuck energy. But what's wonderful about it is the reason I came into town, and I was just thinking about this, I hope you don't mind, but the reason I found myself in town in the Seattle area is because Lisa's beloved father passed away. And I was already had scheduled for another trip. I literally was home 2 days, but I just said, I've got to get to Seattle with my friend. You know, those pivotal times in life we need to be for your friends. I think it was the Leo energy that was egging me on because Leos are very loyal.
Action, too.
Yeah.
They take action.
When you're part of the tribe.
They are fiercely loyal, loving.
Fiercely loyal, yeah.
Yes, loving signs, definitely.
Yeah, so I just felt compelled to be here, and then I was like, I really believe it was that energy. So then being here, sitting under this Aquarius full moon about releasing and letting go, because we're going to do a ritual at your place tonight with your friends,
So
which
looking forward to
has
it.
always been a dream. I've always wanted to do something here with your circle of friends. She's such a great circle. But Aquarius is also very dedicated. Aquarius loves everybody. You know, if you're single and dated an Aquarius man, he'll annoy you because he's always friends with every single ex. They don't believe in letting anyone go. But we all have some Aquarius and Leo in our chart somewhere. It may not be a dominant aspect, but it could be in one of your houses. So
my
we're going to
rising.
talk about that. So astrology is the mathematical probability of what can happen. It's a prediction of energy. And then astrology explains how the planets affect us here on Earth. That's what I tell. They go, and I don't understand astrology. It's like how it affects us here on Earth. The idea is during a full moon or new moon, something is being illuminated in the sky during a full moon. And it's when our own natural satellites, so we have an antenna, aka intuition, but we have this auric field that when it's a full moon, our natural satellite is at its absolute strongest. So this is why I encourage people to live by the moon, really connect with the moon. I found this thought, this is from a year ago from Forever Conscious, but I thought it was a beautiful thought about Aquarius. The water bearer has the gift of being able to collect water, which signifies the emotions of the world, in its vessel, and then transmutes them using the power of air. The water bearer is then able to pour them back down into the world, bringing a shift in consciousness.
They carry it,
And one thing I know about Aquarians, all the Aquarians I know, they're change makers. If something's not right, they can't help themselves but try to fix it. But because they're a fixed sign, they want it their way.
It's a little rigid.
It's like their way or the
rigidity,
highway. And I have to say, most Aquarians are usually right because they're so far ahead of everybody in their thought and their mind.
They are their leaders.
Now, this full moon in Aquarius is coming together in Leo, which is the sun. So we're sitting in this beautiful sun of Leo, which is creation. So creative, firing energy that likes to have fun. So it's kind of a mischievous energy. It loves romance, being a little flirty. So Leo energy helps us live life to the fullest in all its pleasures and its super powerful way of creativity. Very captivating energy. So Leo, the sun, is life. Leo gives us life. Michelle, who's on here, she's a Leo. And she does bring life. When she walks in the room, it's her attire. She just captivates, and her energy is high. When you're around people that elevate at a high energy, you can see it and feel it, right? It's an important time to actually create the balance of masculine and feminine in your life. We all have a tiger and a tigress inside of us. So Aquarius, though, is one of the most magical energies to work with because they truly believe in themselves. They believe in others, which is great, but they have this overwhelming belief in themselves. It's a sign of freedom, breakthroughs, innovation, genius. Aquarians are always focused on the future. When you talk to Aquarians, half the time they're sitting there listening to you, but they're off there in La La Land, right? They're dreaming. You know a lot of Aquarians? You have a lot in your life?
Yes, I do. Tara was an Aquarius. She's a really good friend of mine, yes.
And Aquarius energy doesn't look back. They make a decision and they stick with it. And they don't really care. They don't get stuck on like, oh, coulda, shoulda, woulda. But always big picture thinking, very eccentric, very brilliant. What comes out of their mouth, you're always like, wow. So Aquarius is science, technology, genius, exploration. This gives us that out-of-the-box thinking. Right now we have this full moon. It'll stimulate your inspiration. They like to go where no other sign will go.
Kind of take you out of your comfort zone. Type of thinking,
they really pride themselves on being different. Right. But it's not like FOMO different, fear of missing out different. It's just like they could care less. They want it. They get actually mad when they're following a trend. They don't really follow trends.
They like to be distinct. Authentic.
So Aquarius is ruled by two planets similar to Scorpio, Uranus and Saturn. And these two planets, both Uranus and Saturn, create a powerful sense of service. So this is why Aquarians can't just stay self-focused on themselves. They feel if I make the world a better place, then I will have a better position in life as well, which is kind of cool.
I like that.
The sun right now is actually even stronger right now with this full moon because it's in its own sign of Leo. So the Leo, this planet for Leo is making it really intense. Now Leo, like I said, Aquarius is humanitarian. Leo looks out for number one. And they're unapologetic about it, because they're used to being served. But what I love about Leo, it's like it'll come. They don't really they don't waste energy chasing unnecessary things. Leos are very focused and introspective like the lion. Then they seize the opportunity after they've refreshed and taken their time. Do you know any Leos?
Oh, I have
Leo men.
I have a Leo rising.
Oh, you do. That's right. You got the mane. Look at your hair.
Yeah, I have a Leo.
You have the mane. You have the
Leo
eyes.
rising. Well, I always think it's really funny because I have a Pisces sun sign, but then the Leo I feel like is what everybody usually gets.
No, and you're exactly right because
the personality walks in.
Yeah, your rising sign is the personality. Then when they get to know you, they're like, she's actually deep. It's the Pisces that comes through. They come in your home. You got all this beautiful home and these crystals, but that's the lioness. That's why your home is so beautiful. That's why you have such great taste, you know. So the idea right now is Leo brings out the star power in all of us. You know, it's time to let your light shine. It's like the idea is as a full moon allows us to release things, literally going to roar out. So in the circle tonight, we're going to do some like roaring. We're going to let it out. And you have a lot of, to let out, let go. You've been through a lot. I mean, you lost your mom last year. You lost like your godmother a few months after. Now your dad. It's been a tremendous time for you. And all of you that are going through things like this, it's so important to be there for your friends. A card, a letter, a note. And I know after I leave, it's going to be a quieter time. So I'm going to be very mindful to stay in touch with you. You know, when family's in town and everyone's around, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
This is what we have to be mindful of.
It's such a wonderful time to be doing this type of work, to be working with your energy that way. I think people, like you said, like being mindful of the moons and the ebb and flow of the way the natural, nature around you and that natural flow. I mean, I felt like, you don't want to say coincidence, but auspicious that, I'm going through all of this. And then tonight to have you here in my hometown. I mean, not a lot of people probably know that you lived here, but you did. So
yes,
I know that you consider this kind of like it's like a homecoming to you as well when you come here, right?
It really is.
I know. But tonight, even the energy, I just kind of feel it. I know a lot of people around me, a lot of my friends. I don't know what it is. I feel like energetically, maybe it's that like that leftover from COVID still. I think the aftermath of that, a lot of people are still, I think there's residual of that. There's effects, relationships, ending, beginning, like there's a lot of that ending I feel like coming right now. So I feel like this time of releasing and letting go and then, really putting out there what it is that's important to you, what it is that you want to have.
Yes.
The release is important, but as much as the release is important to me, it's also just thinking in your mind of what are the things that you want to hold on to too.
Yes.
What are the things that have kept you, grounded? What are the things that you've looked to through that time? And those are the things that you want to put your energies and your attention to. As you're letting go, you're also remembering to hold on. And then forward thinking to think of manifesting the things that you want, but also hold on to what you have that is solid. Hold on to those people and those things and those those rituals, any of those things that keep you grounded, that have kept you going during things and times that you've needed that. This is absolutely the time, that powerful vitality of Leo. And then also thinking for yourself a little bit too. It's okay to be a little selfish.
No,
it's okay to look out for number one.
I love that because...
And I think people just think all the time, you can have both.
Right.
You can be a little selfish. You can have gratitude, be a little selfish though, and be giving. But it's okay to give to yourself. It is absolutely okay to do that.
But you're right. We forget. We're so pessimistic as a society, as a culture. We look at the negative first. But to your point, it's like we've done a lot this year. 2023 has not been that easy. Even those people that are thriving, the thriving is taking a little extra energy to keep going. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Aquarius governs the 11th house. This is a powerful time because, as I'll talk about, we're opening the Lion's Gate too. So the 11th house in astrology is considered your house of money and fortune. So here we are sitting with Leo, which is already considered an abundant sign. It's the main house for income as an individual. It's about the money and luck and fortune that you will accumulate in your lifetime and the work that you put behind it. It also represents like profits and gains because the second house is also a money house, but the 11th house shows us where the sources and benefits come in your life. It's also the house, like you said, where you fulfillment of your desires and wishes and the amount of materialistic things that you want to seek, as well as your spiritual things.
Absolutely. That's a big one. I think the checks and balances of our emotional state, checks and balance the internal in here.
Absolutely.
There's an abundance of that I think outside of money, outside of monetary gain, you know, that we have inside us that I think we forget. It is abundant to have friendships.
Yes, we're abundant in so many ways.
Absolutely.
That's one of my mantras. It's not just money and materialism. Yeah,
you are rich in family. You are rich in those things. So that's also something to remember.
Rich in love.
Absolutely, rich in love.
Oh, there we go. We started. There are 4 supermoons in a row this year. This is number 2 of 4. August has 2 full moons. I love it. Pisces coming through at the end.
Can't wait till the end, right?
So today, 8/1 is the Sturgeon moon in Aquarius, and 8/31 will be the blue moon in Pisces, and both are super moons. So a super moon exceeds the disk size. You know, I love information. So I was like, I know that a super moon is closer to Earth. However, the average size, it increases the disk size of the moon by 8%. And the illumination ramps up to 16%. So when you have a super moon, you're getting more energy. Venus retrograde in Leo, especially now with the South Node. I talked about this in the last video about the South Node also transitioning into Libra, where the North Node is destiny. So they both moved after 28 years or whatever.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah. So the moon will face off with Jupiter, so Jupiter is at play too, which is another planet. So we got Leo, we got Lionsgate, we got Jupiter, you know, all this abundance. So sitting in Taurus, Taurus is the money sign. 5 is the number of constant change, but it's also the sign of the dollar, of the money. So it's a very auspicious time. There's a talk about Jupiter being square to the sun and a square to the moon. It's making this perfect T-square. But what's coming up is 13, the 13 degrees. So the moon is sitting at 9 degrees, okay? So 9 degrees, 9 is the number of endings.
Yeah.
Whenever you end something, you have an automatic beginning. So like you so eloquently said earlier, it's about letting go, but also hanging on to what you have. Because there's some new things, some acquired things you want to take into the future. So 13 is a number, it reduces to 4, so it's about stability. And it's in Taurus and Virgo, the 2 grounded signs.
Earth signs. Yeah.
So let's talk about this Lionsgate portal. The portal, the peak of it is on 8/8, but we are sitting in the gateway right now. It's opening tonight. So its peak will be on the 8th or 8/8. It's considered one of the most awaited cosmic events because it's about abundance and positive energy. And it is said that it helps you to concretize your goals and manifest your aspirations. And it's believed that whatever you believe during this gateway will be actually realized. The thing is, you have to believe it. See, we're a culture of, we will believe it once we see it, but you got to see it to believe it. But I feel like this Leo energy in Aquarius is helping us believe it. Yeah. So what is the significance of the Lionsgate portal? It's because it's opening a galactic gate and symbolizes an outburst of high frequency energy or wisdom that brings us a great opportunity for manifestation.
Power.
Yes, this period allows us to boost our aspiration, manifest new ideas, change our lifestyle, set new goals. Whatever we've been wanting to accomplish, this gate is for you. And the thing is, this is a powerful time because once we get to, this is all about reaping. This is all about everything you've planted going for, because once we hit September, mid-September, it's over. It's like now sowing what we've planted and what we've grown. So anyone looking for a change, this is a good time. It says, according to ancient cosmology, the Lion's Gate is the dawn of a new year and a new period where you set new intentions for the future. Interestingly, ancient Egyptians revered the star Sirius, the brightest star, in all of their ceremonies and lifestyles around this Lion's Gate time. They believed it was the gateway between heaven and wisdom. So I think of the crown chakra, yes, when I think of that. Yep. So They believe this portal occurs when the sun is in Leo and the earth and Sirius move in alignment with the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. In Hinduism, Sirius, the dog star, is also known as Svana, the dog king, who was already forsaken for his loyal dog, but eventually allowed the heavens to open up. So lots going on with the Lion's Gate. You can look it up, but it's very powerful tonight to connect with that energy. Let's talk about numerology. What's your favorite number?
24.
That's one of my favorite numbers.
6.
6, okay. So 24 reduces to a 6.
That's right.
But you are a lover at heart.
Yeah.
That's one of the connectors that we share, being born both on the 24th. That was one of our instant connections.
Right.
So August is the 8th month.
8.
So 8 is the number of systems, putting systems in place, both materialistic and spiritually. And it resembles the infinity sign where you can't take any sides, but energy just, so it's a recycling of energy. Again, to your point, is like, it's not about erasing everything, but it's about hanging on to what's good. 8 resonates with authority, self-confidence, it gives you the inner strength, inner wisdom, social status, your ego. And at the same time, there's a desire for humanity and peace. When you look at a figure 8, it just brings peace and calm, right? 9, the degree that the full moon is coming in, is the number of completion. As the final number, this number holds special rank because it's associated with forgiveness. You know why? You know why 9 is associated with forgiveness? You flip it over, it's a 6.
I remember you telling me
the
that.
number of love, so compassion, success. It also gives us arrogance, self-righteousness. Sometimes we need that. We need to take a stand for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then 1, this is coming in on 8-1. Again, 8 and 1 is a 9, but it's the number of new beginnings, ideas. The symbol 1 is also the symbol of God, of source, of the universe, and of the divine.
The alpha.
The alpha. So what to do? One of the things that I called out a few months ago is that, or I was reminded of, is that the moons are a cycle. So we get the new moon and the full moon every month in a different sign.
Oh, yeah.
So we had the new moon in Aquarius 6 months ago. So during this full moon, you want to cycle back and look where you were. And again, see where you were and where you want to head. You'll be surprised at how far you've come, I believe. So it's a time because it's culmination of energy. So from that new moon in Aquarius to the culmination of the full moon in Aquarius, now we have a whole. We have a whole energy coming together.
I thought that was so, such a good conversation that we had earlier about new moons and full moons. A lot of people talk about full moons and they talk about release, and not much is really talked about the cycle of the sign in their full moon and their new moon. So truly, a lot of people that journal and do reflection and do I've been encouraged by, I don't know how many times. You really are, you really are the person that encourages me to journal. It is so powerful, but sometimes we forget. It's easy to forget what happened 6 months ago, right? If it wasn't really significant because we're busy and we're moving. But once you sit down and you take a moment, if you're not a writer, right, think of something to think about. But if you sit there and you kind of look at the calendar and kind of go back, maybe significant things will come up. But it is quite a thing to kind of start looking at new moons and full moons and that cycle.
The cycle of it. It takes a while for things to happen. We're so impatient as a culture, and on average of 6 months, you're never where you are 6 months ago. It averages, when you take a new job to learn a new trade, when you start a new company, it's 3 months to 6 months, 90 days to get from sinking to swimming. Right. And then after that, within 6 months. So same thing.
Well, if anybody's going to know how much a lot can change in a year, let me tell you. Yeah, 6 months can do the same. It's really powerful. Yeah. So I like that you share that with people, especially, that are tuning in, that are new to kind of some of this stuff, are really interested in understanding what that means to be in a sign.
That's right. That's
the yin and that yang, and
we always talk about balance in our culture, but we don't really seek it, the wholeness. So again, when I look back on my notes, I'm always blown away because we're such speeded up life. We just don't remember. But, the theory is you can think about an idea, You can talk about it, but writing it concretizes it as
Absolutely.
well. Don't overspend during this time. Leo will make you want to go shopping and spending, and it'll give you the I want.
That's true.
I want,
that true retail therapy.
Yes,
that real
yes,
retail
yes.
therapy. Yeah.
So it's time to divine mention. You know, a question came out. What are you contracted to? What contracts have you been holding on to? I don't know if you read the book Sacred Contracts.
I haven't.
But in Sacred Contracts, the theory is cool. We have thousands of contracts. You and I are in a sacred contract. And contracts expire. And, you know, like sometimes when a friendship just all of a sudden ends, or you get in a fight with a relative and that ends,
Right.
because you have to renew contracts. And both parties have to be interested in doing it.
Negotiation.
We keep renewing our contract
Wow.
and our friendships. So I love this. So you want to look at what are you contractually tied to right now as we move forward. I mean, we only have 4 months left of this, 4 or 5 months left of this 2023, August, September, October, November, 5 months.
Oof.
And we're out of here. So that's one of the things to look at, you know, get out in air. That was one thing I was excited about. It was so hot in LA. This fresh air is so fresh. I've been like, every time we go out, I'm like,
I know.
you know, breathing in that fresh air.
In Cali,
So-
you pay for the sunshine tax. Here, you pay for the air tax.
Yeah, that's right. I never thought of it that way. So energetic update. So 8/1, full moon in Aquarius, which we're sitting in today. 8/1, the Lions Gate portal opens up today on 8/1. 8/8, mark your calendars. And what I do on 8/8 is 8:08 a.m. and 8:08 p.m. One of those times or both times, do a ritual. You can even say your affirmation out loud. Set your timer,
Like
set your
that.
clocks for 8:08. On 8/23, we move into Virgo season, which is going to calm down the fire. We start to Virgo. You have Virgo moon?
I have Virgo moon. My husband's a Virgo.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
know very well.
Yeah, good friends in Virgo. Lisa's in Virgo.
Virgo's
My
solid.
sister-in-law's in Virgo. I mean, I got Virgos everywhere.
My
around me.
wonderful son is
Yeah,
he's like
Virgo.
so great. He's a
Yeah.
Virgo. He's awesome. My son Austin. 8/23. Guess what?
Oh,
Mercury is in retrograde. Yay! Look at Siri.
Siri wants to join the
Siri
conversation.
wants to join the conversation, but Mercury's in retrograde starting 8/23 in August, but it's coming in, it's retrograde in Virgo, which gives me relief because Virgo's already methodical anyway.
Yeah.
Virgo doesn't run around because a retrograde is just a cosmic pause.
Yeah.
Things, they don't actually move backwards, it's a pause. It moves slower, so it appears that it's moving backwards. Here's what cracked me up. I saw this, I'm like, so we've got Uranus in retrograde, Venus in retrograde, Pluto in retrograde, Neptune in retrograde, and then we'll have Mercury in retrograde. Earth, fire, water, air. Let's go. So we got
Wow.
all the elements. So Mercury is in Virgo, Uranus is in Taurus, Earth. Venus is fire in Leo. Pluto is air in Aquarius. So we're sitting in Aquarian energy. We're retrograde in Aquarius. We're sitting in the sun in Leo with the Venus retrograde in Leo. And then Neptune is in Pisces, so the water. And Pisces will be in retrograde until December. It's a long, long time. So we've got a lot going on energetically, but it's a very powerful time.
You know, that's why I would say a lot of people always look, retrograde is always, I feel like it has this kind of negative connotation a lot of the time. I think it's
Right.
given a bad rap. But I think sometimes we often forget that sometimes it's good to sit still. Sometimes it's good to be
Absolutely.
patient. Sometimes it's good to have a moment and reflect, you know, and take a minute.
And expect the unexpected during a retrograde. That's what I started
Yeah.
doing. I was like, or something happens, you stub your toe or you drop your computer, like, oh, Mercury retrograde. But it's not like, oh, Mercury retrograde. I
Yeah.
should get so angry. But it's reminding us to be more mindful. You just have to
Absolutely.
be careful. I will say you have to be physically
Be careful, yep.
during retrograde. The computers, the technology are going to do what they're going to do. but moreover, you have to take care of yourself. So you really have to slow down. We go running around, car accidents, so you really do.
I will say though too, as an esthetician, I don't go there. I go with Venus. Watch out on those new beauty treatments. Anything you're thinking about, you better take a pause. You want to get your Botox, you want to get your fillers, you're thinking about new hairstyles. Take it easy.
My God, Lisa.
You're not meant to be doing that stuff right now. So if I can give you any advice in the beauty front from an astrological, I time my stuff always based off of that. This is not the time to do that until she goes direct, Venus. And I always say plus or 5 minus the days when things go retrograde or they come back. Just, you know, just give yourself, just like what Astrid always shares with everybody too, just because you can't get it on the day, if you're not doing a new moon ritual tonight, you still got that power for 2 to 3 days, 4 days kind of.
And then you have 2 weeks.
Yeah, so there's some of that. So just remember, it's the same with all of that too. Give
I
some
love
space.
that. So based on that, you'll be 9/3, the retrograde in Venus ends.
Take it
so
easy.
For back to school. Let's go. Yeah.
Sorry.
To school. Yeah. Oh my God, Lisa, that was brilliant.
Yo, I'm just telling you, I live to the letter. So on that.
Anything else you want to add or talk about? No, I'm just going to have a little closing.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. Honestly, I know Astrid brought that up. It's been a really difficult time, especially this past year. But Astrid, like she said, I just do want to call that out, the importance of the power that she took as a friend to just say, I'm coming for you. I'm coming to be there for you. I mean, that means everything to me. So I want you to know that.
What you give, it's a friendship. It's a quality that, you know, it's a true give and take. You know,
thank you.
We've been there energetically. We've been through so much together on so many levels. But yeah,
I'm just so happy to have her here. I'm so happy to be able to do it. You know, we can do this tonight. You're going to share that with some of my friends, and you know, wishing everybody a happy super full moon tonight.
Full moon, yes. So I leave us with this last thought from Ezzy Spencer. There is always an element of surprise and fun with Aquarius energy. The shadow side of Aquarius is aloofness and stubbornness. At the light of the full moon, everything is illuminated, including your intention. It's also time to release an unreasonable expectation you have about your intention. This is crucial. To allow our deepest desires to come into form, we have to learn to let go of whatever isn't in our best interest at this time, or to the attachments we carry about how our intentions come to fruition. Namaste.
Love that.
Selenite, I love this. I had to grab this from Lisa's shelf because last month I said, get out your selenite.
Some people come over.
I will be wanding this over people tonight. No, it's just cleansing, because when people think of, you know, selenite is cleansing, purifying, and protecting. But I tell people, remember, you got to purify and cleanse your own mind. You got to protect yourself from your own negative thinkings, your own debilitating thoughts.
I think that's really key, though, is really protecting yourself from that. A lot of people, we don't realize those thoughts are so powerful. We are in our own ways. We like to imagine that it's everything else that's stopping us from getting there. We like to imagine it's the person that let us down, or the thing we didn't get, or something here. But we really are. We can be truly our own roadblock. So yeah, I love my selenite. I just got this beautiful wand from Astrid to work with.
Namaste, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much for
Thanks
joining.
For having me, Astrid.
Yes. So see you in the next video.
Bye.
Check out Awaken _aesthetics.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
Bye, Cynthia. We'll see you
Bye.
tonight.
Bye, Michelle. Thank you so much for Dark Angel BH for joining. Have a wonderful, wonderful full moon and Lionsgate.